love, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Maria Guderi, your guide in wealth alignment, mortgage mastery, and soul-rooted abundance. I work at the intersection of money and meaning, where your numbers meet your nervous system and your desires meet divine timing. Today's episode is for the woman or man who's asking, is now the time to buy a home or should I keep renting? Is homeownership even available for someone like me? If this question is alive in your body, then this conversation is for you. Let's soften into the truth and explore both the energetics and strategy behind renting versus buying in today's very real, very dynamic market in Canada. Let's start with the real conversation. Right now in Canada, the average mortgage payment eats up nearly half of a household's income. That's a lot. And rents, that's also rising. So if you're feeling the squeeze, you're not alone. The collective field is pulsing with uncertainty and overwhelm. I see it in my clients, I feel it in conversations, I see it everywhere around me with my family members, with my friends, my clients, and I've experienced it in my own journey on a daily basis. But here's what I also know. Where there is desire, there's always a path. If the vision of homeownership is calling you, if your nervous system longs for a space that's yours, that holds you, that roots you, it's not coincidence. You're being called into that timeline, and it's my job to help you build the bridge. Now, let's talk about renting versus buying. I don't want to talk about it just from a financial lens. You hear that every day from so many different gurus, but I want to talk to you from energetic perspective. Renting may feel safer. I've been there, I've done that, I know how it feels. There's less responsibility, there's more flexibility. But often, it also anchors you into a temporary frequency, a space that's not fully yours, energetically or financially. You're pouring into someone else's equity while staying in a hold pattern that might no longer match your next evolution. It feels like you're throwing away money every single month. Now, on the other hand, buying, even if it's not your dream home yet, but it shifts you into a creator frequency. Also, I've been there and I've done that. You become the steward of your space. You root, you build equity, you create long-term stability for yourself and for your lineage. But it has to be aligned. So how do we navigate that? Here's what I guide my client through, or anyone who asks me about mortgages, about renting versus buying. I guide them from both logic and intuition perspective. Start where you are, not where you think you should be. Let go of the fantasy of multi-million-dollar dream home, for now at least. Can we begin with a smaller space that's affordable, manageable, and still beautiful? I always remember one client, after months of searching, playing with the numbers, she finally closed a semi-detached townhouse for back then $850K. It was far from her dream home, of course. I saw the disappointment in her eyes on the last day we met, and I gently reminded her that your first home is not your dream home. It's not your last home. It's a stepping stone toward your dreams. Sure enough, 3 years later, that home was appraised at $1.3 million. She didn't refinance and she didn't pull any equity. She used her own income to purchase her second home at 1.2, and that home a year later was appraised at 1.4. The point is, you have to make smart moves and have long-term vision. Next advice I would give you is look beyond the city. Sometimes your sacred home is outside the buzz. Many suburbs or small towns offer peace and price relief. And to be honest, sometimes a quieter life closer to nature is exactly what your nervous system needs for a little bit. Next, activate your home as an asset. Does it have a basement you can rent? A separate unit? A space for Airbnb that you could maybe even turn it to a childcare or a wellness studio? Let's get creative. Your home can support you back. Leverage government programs. From the first-time homebuyer incentive to RSP homebuyers plan, there is help. We just need to look. We just need to know where to look and how to qualify. And the last thing I would tell you is if you really want to have your home in this market, use your numbers as a portal. Look, when I work with someone, I look into your income, your credit, and your spending. Not with shame, but with clarity. From that empowered space, we build a plan. And energetically, you begin aligning with the version of you who owns a home. Your clients, your business, your job, your credit score, none of these are the source of your abundance. They are just portal. And so you can own your home with ease and grace. Sometimes this journey starts with doing some inner work first. That's why I often recommend my clients complete the money course to clear out money stories, strengthen their financial system, and build a foundation from within. Because buying a home isn't just a transaction, it's a transition. It asks you, can you hold more responsibility and more freedom? Can you energetically receive support from lenders, from family, from the universe? Can you stabilize your nervous system to hold more wealth? This is why I don't just help clients apply for a mortgage. I walk with them through the energetic identity shift of becoming a homeowner. We clear sabotage, we clean off chaos, and we choose alignment. And yes, we do the paperwork too, of course. And here's the truth most agents won't tell you. Almost every foreclosure, power of sale, or missed mortgage payment is rarely because of the property or because of the economy. It's because the owner wasn't energetically and financially prepared. They skipped the inner work and paid for it later. That's why preparation is sacred. That's why your money mindset and financial literacy matters as much as your income and your credit score. So love, if you're sitting with the question, is home ownership possible for me? Know this. If it's in your heart, there is already a version of you living in it. My job is to help you meet her or him from the strategy point of view, from the practical side, and from the energetic side. If you're ready to explore what's possible, book a discovery call with me. We'll walk you through the numbers, your vision, and your energetic roadmap. And if you're not ready to leap, that's okay too. Keep listening, keep aligning, and trust that when the timing is right, the door will open. If this episode resonates, share it with a friend, with a family member, with a partner. And follow me on Instagram at maria.gideri for more real talk about wealth, energy, and home creation. Until next time, trust your vision, honor your timing, and root where your soul feels safe. You're not alone.